Okay, so I'm beginning by wiping down all the products and items that are going to go into the hood with 70% isopropyl alcohol. I checked all of my items beforehand to make sure I had the correct drug, the correct diluent, and the correct bag that it is going into. I'm getting all of my items, I'm wiping every surface down with the alcohol and placing them inside the hood. I have the drug, I have the diluent, I have the bag, I have a syringe. Now I'm going to start wiping down the needle, as well as the alcohol pads. And after I'm done wiping down all the items, I'm going to spray my hands with the alcohol and rub them together until they dry properly to ensure sterility of my hands. Okay, and now that my hands are sprayed and dried, I'm going to open the top of the vial of the drug. And I'm going to take an alcohol pad and I'm going to wipe the top of the vial. So I take the pad and I wipe the top 3 times towards myself. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to open the top of the sterile water for injection. Opened it a little bit, and now I'm going to open it all the way. Then I'm going to take another new alcohol pad, and I'm going to also wipe the top of the vial 3 times towards myself. And I'm going to take a new alcohol pad and wipe the port of the bag, again 3 times towards myself. Next, I'm opening the syringe. And I'm opening my package, making sure the tip of the syringe is facing the first air, as well as the port is facing first air. Open the needle, being sure not to touch any part of it. And now I'm pulling back on the syringe to about half of the volume of sterile water that I need. So I pulled it back to about 3 mLs. And I open up the cap. I'm going to put in the needle with the bevel up and then straight down and push. So I'm going to hold it bunny ear style. You may not be able to see from this angle, but my fingers are not blocking the first air from hitting the top of the vial or the needle, the ejection site. My fingers are completely clear, and I'm pushing in some air, allowing the water to flow into the syringe, tapping the side of the syringe to get out any air bubbles. I'm also trying to make sure that the syringe is below the level of liquid to make sure I get liquid in the syringe instead of air. Now at this point, the syringe was fighting me a bit to pull back completely to 5.4. So I tried to pull back on the syringe to get some more air in the syringe so I can push it back up into the vial to try to equalize the pressure. But it wasn't quite working as well as I wanted it to in that moment. The syringe was still fighting me, so I decided to just start over. So I'm pushing in the water back into the vial, allowing air to push back into the syringe. And just take it out, and I'm going to pull back to about 5 ml this time. And again, bevel up. And now I'm going to equalize the pressure by pushing in some air and allowing water to flow back into the syringe, getting rid of those bubbles. And this time it was easier for me to draw back fully to the 5.4 ml that was needed. So I put that down there, each time allowing the first air to reach the needle and vial. Now I push in the syringe into the drug, and in portions I'm going to push in some liquid, allowing for the air to push back into the syringe to equalize the pressure. Give it a little swirl to allow for the reconstitution of the drug, making sure there's no particles. I keep swirling it. And I'm allowing first air to hit the needle at the injection site, getting rid of those bubbles. I'm going to pull back to 5 ml. Now what I didn't get to do in this video is to look at the drug and the diluent to make sure I had the correct drug and diluent. I did it before, but I should also do it while I am compounding. And now I have my full 5 ml. I'm going to take it out. Looking again to ensure the volume. Now since I'm a righty, I wanted to inject the drug into the port in this direction. However, I wanted to make sure that the port was properly getting that first air, and so I decided not to inject it this way, and I was going to switch it to my left hand and inject into the port this way to make sure that first air is reaching that injection site. I push in that way, and I slowly insert the drug into the port, and I pull it straight out. Now I'm going to do the one-hand capping technique to prevent any needle sticks, and I secure that cap on, and I twist off the needle so it can go into the sharps container. Now I'm going to look for any particles, and we're done.